Can we confirm this is an actual real item that Apple approved? Johnny Ive said yes, ship it.
Hello and welcome to This Is Austin. Go ahead and tell us what we're going to be doing today.
The most overpriced Apple products of all time, starting with insane refurbished units such as the $43,000 Mac Pro or the $6,000 iMac. Can you justify these at all?
I don't know if we're going to be able to justify anything on this list.
This is insane, though.
This
$43,000 for a used Mac Pro? Buy a M1 Ultra Mac Mini or whatever. Mac
but
Studio.
does the Mac Mini Ultra have 28 cores of Intel Xeon Ws?
As if that's better?
No. Like,
obviously, when the Mac Pro first came out, you could configure it to insane levels of, I want to say like 50 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
I assume that this is one of those $50,000 models that got returned or whatever. This Mac Pro cost probably $50,000 when it was new, and a $5,000 or $6,000 discount is pretty good. But when you consider that there's a Mac Studio you could buy that would probably outperform this thing and would cost maybe $6-7 grand.
6-7 grand, and it like is this big.
Yeah, no one is ever going to spend $43,000 on this Mac Pro.
I could just say this on any of the Intel stuff. No, you shouldn't buy any Intel Apple product,
unless it is incredibly cheap. If you're getting a 3 or 4 year old system for like $400, sure. But $6,000 or $43,000, hell no.
Hell no! This is one.
Can you say that? Can you say it? Pronounce it.
Hermes.
No. We're not continuing until you say it correctly.
Hermes.
No. Hermes.
Equestrian-inspired design. So they.
What?
So they looked at a horse and like, man, we need to skin that thing.
Keep in mind that while you can buy this watch and band together, you're mostly buying the band because while you can get it with like the watch face, is par for the course for Hermes and these high-end fancy fashion brands.
You know, it's fashion. It's like, how much did I pay for this band?
Is it calfskin leather? Is it
think
equestrian inspired?
My point is,
did it come from the Hermes store?
First party Apple watch band.
That looks fine.
Exactly. Yeah. This was $4. I guarantee you can go find this thing that's not going to be handcrafted calfskin leather. It won't be equestrian inspired. It'll maybe be like, I don't know, dog park inspired. But it'll be $12, and you shouldn't buy this one unless you're stupid rich.
Do you want to know how much it costs? This is $1,499.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that's actually more
we
than I
were way
thought.
off. We were way off.Moving on.
The Mac Pro Red 2013 model.
This.
It was definitely one of those like charity pieces. It was auctioned for what I assume is an egregious amount of money. But normally this system was a few $1,000s based on how you spec it out. You get like a 12-core CPU, a couple of D700 GPUs, 1 terabyte SSD, 64 gigs of RAM, which is a lot in 2013.
Do you know what actually made this special? It came with every album, including live and deep cuts.
Don't you do it.
Of U2. Hello.
You have to guess, how much was this?
$12,000.
I'm gonna say that the red one was $250,000.
So this was sold at a charity auction for $977,000.
I remember this because they made one of them, and
I saw this and I wanted it so bad.
You could have bought a Wu-Tang album for this.
Or you could have bought a limited edition 2019 Ford Focus ST.
Do you know that you actually could buy these Mac Pros, not the red one obviously, but the regular trash can Mac Pros are only like $400 or $500. Yep. You could actually buy one of these and paint it red, and you could live out your $900,000 fantasy.
Yeah, but then I'm stuck with a Mac Pro from 2013.
They're still good.
Nah, moving on. The Apple QuickTake, released in 1994. I actually know this one quite well because it was manufactured with Kodak. This was one of the first consumer available digital cameras. It was still stupidly expensive.
Well, and also, it was only VGA quality, 640 by 480. Yeah. But this had in-unit digital processing, Matt.
Yeah.
Your fancy Canon camera with Kodak film doesn't do digital built processing.
Because it's analog. Was this like $900?
This was $999.
$999. Yeah, like I was saying, like it was,
which is $16,000.
This is in the 90s. Apple's like, man, we got all this money. People have all this money now. We can take pictures.
I'll tell you what, that was not what Apple was dealing with. They were almost out of business throughout the 90s because they made the rebranded Kodaks instead of actually good products from Johnny Ive and Steve Jobs. But moving on, we have the double telepresence robot.
Okay, fun story here. Okay. So this self-driving magical robot was only 30 FPS, so sorry, gamers. We were once at a... Hold on, guys.
These things are dumb. And while, yes, they basically just used iPads and like Segways,
Yeah, I think these were like $2,500 a piece.
These were $24.99.95.
that was actually really impressive.
If you watched our Costco video, you know I did pretty bad because I'd never been to a Costco. But Matt knows about things when he goes to do things. So we have the Will
This is
leather goods.
This is sold from Apple?
This hand burnished and vegetable tanned leather. What is vegetable tanning?
I think actually that is a way to tan leather. I do know that.
Oh, I thought it was just carrots sitting out in the sun. It's a cognac brown, unique hand burnished leathers to tell the intriguing tales of wear and use.
Does that just
That's
mean
a weird way to say it's not durable at all. It connects you with the rich history of Americana, like being rich. Despite that big honking metal clasp in the front, it doesn't even lock.
How much do you think Apple charged? Tim Cook himself personally charged for this leather briefcase to connect you with the rich history of Americana.
$1,800.
No.
$1,800.
$400.
No.
This was $699.95.
I'm a lot closer. I know my leather goods.
So you're right. I was factoring in a lock. So
We have the iDiamond iPod Shuffle. You are not telling me this is an actual Apple product. They did not sell this. Can we confirm this is an actual real item that Apple approved? Johnny Ive said yes, ship it. This is an iPod Shuffle. The cheap $50 iPod that your stinky cousin always wore. 430 diamonds, as well as another 118 on the headphones. Please give me some context here. Why was this approved by Apple? How much it sells? Give me something.
So this was sold in 2007 at a charity auction for $40,000, similar to the red Mac Pro.
Wait, hang on. You said $40,000?
Yeah.
it's actually cheaper.
How much
than
are these diamonds? Yeah, that's actually like not a good price at all because it's dumb.
Moving on. The Apple Lisa.
This shit was expensive, man.
This is one of the first machines with a GUI, which is a graphical
User interface.
Graphical YouTube interface.
I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, this was a commercial failure with only 10,000 units sold in a matter of 2 years. This had a whopping 2 megabytes of RAM. That's at least 40 Chrome tabs. It had a 5 megahertz CPU and a 5 megabyte hard drive. Let me tell you, that drive was very hard. This thing weighed a whopping 48 pounds.
Okay, so there's like a deeper, actually kind of sad story about the Lisa. So when this was being developed, it was being developed alongside the Macintosh.
Yes.
And they were almost kind of like competing products, but the Lisa was a big failure. And of course, the Macintosh was iconic, was absolutely revolutionary, and propelled Apple for quite a few years. I don't know how much it was off the top of my head, but I know it was incredibly expensive when it first came out.
This was like 10K or something, wasn't it, when it came out?
Yeah, in 1983, this is the top of the line version. It was $99.95.
3 points to Matt for
How
getting
much
the
is that in
price right.
2022
Yeah,
dollars?
in 2022 money, that's $29,735.
That's as much
Which
as a
is
Mac
still
Pro.
cheaper than the refurbished Mac Pro.
It was a bargain. The iPod sock, because the iPod condom wasn't a good name.
It came in a 6-pack.
This was a thing. This was absolutely a thing. I remember I never had one, but I know some people did have socks for the iPods. I don't...
I mean, just what? To keep it from getting scratched.
Exactly, because these things, if you looked at it the wrong way, would be scuffed up on the very, very shiny stainless steel on the back.
Probably what? $50 for the 6-pack.
I'm going to say it was $30.
It was $29.95 when it came out, but if you want to buy it now, it's $50 on eBay.
Careful about buying a sock on eBay.
Do you have a story about socks on eBay?
I can't tell this story on... No, what?
What if we censor it? Can you tell me the story if we censor it?
Yeah, all right, so... Making... And, like, it was just kind of, like, out...
Oh,
this, like,
okay. Moving on to the next
And,
item.
yeah.
The next item, which is...
I told you I can't say it on YouTube. From New Potato Technologies, the classic match Foosball Table.
What a stupid idea.
No.
Who thought this was a good idea?
Because in the early days of iPod, it was a lawless land.
There was a lot of
Everyone
weird
was
accessories.
making every type of accessory for the iPad. Every alarm clock was a dock.
Yeah.
And companies were making millions, if not trillions of dollars
I
on
don't
all
think
of
that's
these
true.
accessories.
Like, I get that there was an era where iPhones and iPads were the next big thing, and it seemed like what everyone was going to go for. But this was a dumb idea.
The latency on this had to be terrible.
Even if it wasn't, this is not foosball. That's not foosball.
I mean, like, I'm going to say that this was $140.
Nah, it was like $80, I think.
This was $99 in the Apple Store. But if you wanted the app, That was an extra 15.
What? It didn't come with the app? Who buys that without the app?
Well, if you wanted to use this controller to play Temple Run.
The Smart Ball, the 9450 Smart Ball, was water resistant, a world-class basketball trainer.
Wait. Before we get too far,
Yeah.
I can't help but notice you put water resistant in quotes.
Oh no, wait. It was water resistant, Matt, just like you're water resistant.
What?
A regular basketball is already water resistant. This isn't a feature.
Users participate in specific drills, the results of which they can upload on Twitter with hashtag #TopThat.
Yo, top that. To detect whether you've made a shot or not, you can also get a smart net.
A scoreboard exists?
Yeah, but what am I, Amish? When I play basketball, I want to be living in the year 3005. Windsurfing board. No.
This was an actual thing that Apple sold?
Look, I know that Tesla made the surfboard. That was more like a promotional whatever. But the iWindsurfer.
No, it was not called the iWindsurfer. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I think we're done. This is the end of
We
this.
found
There's
the
no reason
dumbest
to
thing
subscribe.
that Apple has ever sold.
We did it. Congratulations, team. We've successfully completed the goal of this, which is to find the dumbest thing ever. This is it.
It was released in 1985. The Apple board, like the board of directors.
Yeah, not the Apple
Not the
Windsurfing
Apple
Board.
surfboard,
Yeah.
but the Apple board of directors wanted to diversify. But this caused Steve Jobs to quit and protest.
This was the thing that pushed Steve Jobs over the edge. He quit Apple and did not come back for over a decade.
He was right.
This is
Why
insane.
did they make the iWindsurfer?
Can I ask you a question, Matt? If this was on eBay today, you've got to imagine this would be the most collectible of
If
collectible
this was
items
on
ever.
eBay, Quinn would have bought this years ago.
I will say, well, this is a dumb idea at the time. With the knowledge and the context of what Apple became later, this is the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I think it cost
I think
$3,000.
3,000? I'm gonna say 5,000. I have no idea. I have no reference on what this cost to begin with. So,
So
like,
in 1985, this cost $1,500, which today is just over $4,000.
Talk about a collector's item.
50.
It is retro and cool, but also what?
did it come with a life vest? That's what I want to know.
I think people need to subscribe for the next era of this is. Now that we've uncovered the literal dumbest product in the history of the universe, we're about to go into our next arc. And friends,
Our next
you're not
arc is
wanna
going to
miss
be
it.
all downhill from here.
No.
We
It's-
found it. We
No.
found it.
We're going to find our edgy arc. We're gonna...
Edgy arc.
This is the edgy arc of this is. Subscribe so you don't miss it.
We're cool and edgy.
Like the cool kids. Subscribe, like, follow, friend me on MySpace.
Yeah.
Peace out, fellow kids.
Word.